Most people think a stroke happens out of nowhere. It doesn't. In most cases, your body has been sending warnings for years, quietly, without pain, without any sign you'd notice, until one moment changes everything. Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. But here's what most people never hear. Up to 80% of those strokes could have been prevented. So what actually causes a stroke? And what can you do, starting today, to stop one from happening to you? Your brain needs a constant supply of blood. Every second, blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to keep your brain cells alive and working. When that blood flow stops, even for a few minutes, brain cells start dying. Not slowly, not over days. Within minutes. That is a stroke. There are two main ways a stroke happens. The first, and the most common, is when a blood vessel in the brain gets blocked. A clot forms somewhere in your body, travels through your bloodstream, and gets stuck. Blood can't reach the brain tissue past that blockage. Cells die. The second is when a blood vessel in the brain bursts open. Blood leaks into the brain and damages everything around it. There's also something called a mini-stroke. It looks like a stroke, feels like a stroke, but the blockage clears on its own within minutes. Do not ignore it. A mini-stroke is your body screaming that a full stroke may be coming. Now, what causes all of this in the first place? The answer isn't one thing. It's a chain of damage that builds over years. And the number one link in that chain is something nearly half of American adults are living with right now. High blood pressure is the single biggest controllable risk factor for stroke. Here's why. When blood pressure stays high, it pushes against your artery walls with too much force. Over time, those walls get stiff. Tiny tears form, your body patches them with scar tissue, and that scar tissue traps fat and cholesterol. Plaque builds, the artery narrows, blood has less room to flow, and one day, a clot forms right at that narrowed spot, or breaks loose and travels straight to your brain. A review of 147 clinical trials found that lowering your top blood pressure number by just 10 points cuts stroke risk by 41%. Diabetes is the next major cause. The American Stroke Association reports that people with diabetes are twice as likely to have a stroke. Too much sugar in the blood damages blood vessels from the inside. It speeds up plaque buildup. It makes clots more likely, and it often shows up alongside high blood pressure, which doubles the danger. Then there's smoking. The World Stroke Organization found that someone who smokes 20 cigarettes a day is 6 times more likely to have a stroke than a non-smoker. Smoking damages artery walls, raises blood pressure, lowers good cholesterol, and makes blood thicker and more likely to clot. High cholesterol adds fuel to the fire. The more bad cholesterol in your blood, the faster plaque builds inside your arteries. That plaque doesn't just sit there, it grows, it hardens, and it narrows the path blood needs to reach your brain. Heart problems also raise your risk. Certain heart rhythm problems can cause blood to pool and form clots inside the heart itself. Those clots can travel to the brain in seconds, and age matters. Family history matters. You can't change those. But the Interstroke study, which looked at over 6,000 stroke patients across 22 countries, found that 5 controllable risk factors account for 80% of all stroke risk. Now, if a stroke is happening, how would you even know? The warning signs are not what most people expect, and the next 60 seconds could save your life or someone you love. Remember 4 letters, FAST. F is for face. One side droops. Ask the person to smile. If one side doesn't move, that's a warning. A is for arms. One arm drifts downward when both are raised. S is for speech. Words come out slurred or jumbled, or they can't speak at all. T is for time. Call emergency services immediately, but those aren't the only signs. Sudden vision problems, sudden dizziness or loss of balance, a severe headache that hits out of nowhere, the worst headache of your life. If you see any of these signs in yourself or anyone around you, do not wait. Do not hope it passes. Do not take an aspirin and lie down. Call for emergency help. Every minute that passes, more brain cells die. Treatments exist that can stop a stroke in its tracks, but only if you get to a hospital fast enough. Here is where this stops being scary and starts being empowering. Check your blood pressure. If it's high, work with your doctor. Medication works, lifestyle changes work. That 10-point drop could cut your stroke risk by almost half. If you smoke, stop. Within 5 years of quitting, your stroke risk drops to nearly the same level as someone who never smoked. If you have diabetes, manage it. Keep your blood sugar in range. That alone reduces the damage to your blood vessels. Move your body. The American Stroke Association's 2024 guideline recommends 150 minutes a week of moderate exercise. That's a 30-minute walk, 5 days a week. Eat real food, cut back on salt, limit alcohol, get your cholesterol checked, and go to your annual checkup, even when you feel fine, especially when you feel fine. A stroke can be devastating. It can take your speech, your movement, your independence. But most strokes don't have to happen. They are the end result of damage that builds over years. Damage you have the power to slow, stop, and even reverse. Control the causes before they control you.